I'm gonna shake things up.
A cycle of anger isn't healthy.
I'll be healthy again as soon as I make a couple of cheaters pay for blowing up my life.
There were a number of times when you or a member of your family needed a favor. This is a situation where you owe me one. Have a nice rest of your day.
It sounds like someone deliberately tried to hurt you.
Sounds like attempted murder.
Can't imagine how terrified you must have been.
I found out who did this.
I love you, Derek.
For one night, let me remind you who you still are.
I fell in love with an inconvenient man.
Now you have to deal with the inconvenient consequences. You see how that works?
You couldn't possibly hurt me more than you already have.
Don't try me.
We've got a problem. Protecting the family is our priority.
Agreed.
Beyond the Gate spoilers for the week of January 5th to 9th suggest that Leslie Thomas, Trisha Mangrant, will target Joey Armstrong, while Catherine Kat Richardson, Colby Natasha Nixon, has a meltdown, and the genetic testing results will be in. The CBS soap just released its weekly promo, and it sounds like some major moments will unfold in Fairmont Crest. The Beyond the Gates preview starts with a party taking place at the Dupree family mansion. Vernon Dupree, Clifton Davis, happily states, "Let the good times roll," as his children and grandchildren, as well as Anita Dupree, Tamara Tunie, dance around their family room, holding umbrellas. Everyone is having a grand old time, not what one would expect after they all heard such terrible news this week, Anita's breast cancer. However, this is how the Duprees roll. Anita won't allow cancer to steal present memories with her family, and as she's starting her treatment this week, she'll want to embrace some fun while she still can. Meanwhile, Ted Richardson, Keith D. Robinson, and Andre Richardson, Sean Freeman, are in the next clip as the uncle tells his nephew, Bill needs to stay in his lane. Andre replies by asking, "And if he doesn't?" This is when Ted boldly states, "You put him there." As the video progresses, Vanessa McBride, Lauren Buglioli, is seen running into the casino. She looks very upset as she falls into Joey Armstrong's, John Lindstrom, arms. Joey asks, "Tell me what happened. Did someone hurt you?" As scenes shift, fans see Detective Marcel Malone, Daryl W. Handy, at Uptown advising Leslie that Joey Armstrong isn't someone you mess with, as she replies with, "Neither am I." Over at the hospital, Ted and Nicole Dupree, Daphnee Duplaix, will share a tender moment in her office during the week of January 5th to 9th. In the BTG preview, Ted notes, "I'd like to think this is the beginning of a new phase for us." Nicole gazes into his eyes and smiles. Is she recatching feelings for her ex? As the Beyond the Gates promo winds down, Kat is in her living room with Chelsea Hamilton, Ronnie Rose Mantilla, and Naomi Hawthorne, Ariel Pripeti, on the couch. Chelsea says, they're getting their blood drawn, when Kat abruptly snaps by stating, "If I hear one more thing about gene testing or lab results, I'm going to have a breakdown." The last clip is of Dani at her house on the phone. She says, "The results aren't in, are they?" Nicole replies, "They are." Dani can be heard asking a worried Nicole, "What did yours say?" Beyond the Gate spoilers imply that all arrows are pointing to Nicole having the genetic marker, and Dani possibly not, as Kat has refused to get tested and seems completely freaked out about her grandmother's diagnosis. The sleepy New England town of Ravenswood is bracing for a winter storm, but the truly tempestuous weather is brewing within the grand, Gothic mansions along its famed Gates Boulevard. As we dive into the week of January 5th, secrets long buried in the frost-hardened earth are beginning to thaw and writhe their way to the surface, promising a week of shattered alliances, emotional collapses, and revelations that will redefine every major family in town. Leslie's calculated war, a new target in her crosshairs. All eyes are on the formidable Leslie Harrington, whose icy demeanor makes the January chill feel like a warm breeze. Fresh off her legal victory that secured her control of the late Victor Kiriakis's European holdings, Leslie isn't resting on her laurels. She's reloading. And her new target? None other than Joey Buchanan, Ravenswood's compassionate but often overmatched district attorney. Leslie's grievance is both professional and deeply personal. Joey has been the lone, persistent voice opposing her recent maneuvers, digging into the less savory aspects of her business acquisitions. More pointedly, he's become a staunch defender and confidant to Jennifer Horton, Leslie's perennial rival and moral compass. To Leslie, Joey isn't just an obstacle. He's a symbol of the sanctimonious old guard that has always looked down on her ambition. This week, Leslie moves beyond boardroom threats. In a stunning move, she uses her influence to launch a formal review of the DA's office's handling of several old cases tied to the Horton and Brady families. Her aim is twofold: to publicly embarrass Joey, painting him as a nepotistic and ineffective leader, and to tie up his resources so he can't interfere with her next big play, a hostile bid for a Horton family trust. In a chilling scene at the Ravenswood Club, she'll coolly inform a colleague, Joseph Buchanan believes the law is a shield for the righteous. I intend to show him it's also a weapon for the ruthless. And I'm an excellent shot. Joey, principled to a fault, will find himself cornered, forced to consider whether playing by the rules is enough to stop a woman who rewrites them daily. Kat's breaking point. The foundation crumbles. Meanwhile, at the Kariakis mansion, Catherine "Cat" Roberts is undergoing a seismic personal earthquake. The stress of the past few months, the bitter feud between her mother, Julie, and her husband, Philip, the constant pressure of her high-profile charity work, and the haunting, unresolved grief over her stillborn daughter has been building like water behind a cracking dam. This week, the dam breaks. The trigger is seemingly small, a misplaced heirloom locket containing a photo of her daughter. As she frantically tears the study apart, her meticulous control shatters. Philip finds her not in her usual state of composed melancholy, but in a state of raw, unfiltered anguish on the floor, surrounded by the scattered remnants of her life. This is not a quiet cry, it is a full-bodied collapse, a years-long performance of being okay finally ending in a devastating curtain fall. Kat's breakdown will send shockwaves through her relationships. She rails against Philip, not for anything he's done recently, but for the shared loss they've never properly mourned together. She screams at her mother, Julie, accusing her of using Kat's life as another front in her endless war with the Kariakis family. Most painfully, she confesses a secret she's held onto. In her deepest despair, she briefly considered leaving Ravenswood, and everyone in it, behind. This raw vulnerability will force Philip to finally put aside his own family dramas and confront the crumbling state of his marriage. It's a pivotal moment that will either break them for good or become the painful, necessary first step toward a real healing they've both avoided. The results are in, a paternity bomb drops. The most anticipated, and dreaded, moment of the week arrives at University Hospital. The paternity test results, stemming from the scandalous Halloween party where a blackout led to several questionable encounters, are finally ready. 2 envelopes hold the power to destabilize multiple lives. The first is for Chloe Lane and her husband, Stefan. The tension in their penthouse is palpable. Chloe has maintained that the child she's carrying is Stefan's, a result of their passionate reunion. Stefan wants to believe her, but the shadow of doubt, planted by his scheming cousin Elijah, has taken root. When they open the envelope together, the result will be the one Chloe swore was true: Stefan is the father. But instead of pure joy, the moment is laced with a new tension. Stefan's relief is instantly mingled with guilt for ever doubting her, and Chloe's happiness is shadowed by a flicker of resentment. Their journey to rebuild trust has cleared one hurdle, only to face the more insidious challenge of